Ugh. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Everybody, how the hell are you, my friends? Here we are, man. John Cena is officially retired, man. As the sign said right across from the hard camera, I'm not crying. I'm just cutting onions. How about that, man? Great sign, man. I mean, I can't speak because what an emotional night. Now, we'll get into the whole John Cena's final match momentarily. But again, on this live stream, of course, on Twitch, on YouTube, on X as well. If you're watching live, give me a follow and a subscribe right here to the show. By the way, this will be on the podcast. Check it out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You see right above me. I scan the QR code, take the podcast to go. And man, by the way, your host GB's here of Into the Squared Circle podcast. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this special live stream, which I've been kind of staying away for a little bit on live stream, but of course, special occasion. The final John Cena match ever. And I got to say, man, emotional. From the time he came out, walking out the entrance to raising that flag, you know, I thought he was hugging Stu the cameraman, but I guess he was trying to get a camera action on Stu. You know what, man? No matter what, man, it was very emotional. There was just points. I'm like, God damn it, man, has to be it. Does this have to be it? I get it, man. The guy is calling it quits in the ring, man. And I don't blame him, right? Do it while you have your opportunity to go high to the top of the mountain, as far as you can, and leave it at that. And what an opportunity to do it. And a red hot crowd at Washington, D.C., which, look, we know it's not just Washington, D.C. crowd. You got people around the world traveling to Washington, D.C. for John Cena's final match. Hell, if I had the money, I had the budget, I had the time, bro, man, my ass will be on the plane flying on the Washington, D.C., hands down. But I'm grateful enough to see John Cena. I see the shirt I'm wearing right here in Chicago. At the final show in Chicago with John Cena, the final SmackDown appearance. I'm happy to say I was there to see that. I'm also happy to say I was there for his debut, which they talked about it many, many times this past couple of weeks on WWE programming back in 2002. Him confronting Kurt Angle. Again, I cannot stress about it. I was there as a kid. Here I am as a grown-ass adult with my own kids, my own home as a parent, and seeing his final match, man. It's bittersweet as a fan. Okay? As a fan, it is a bittersweet. Now, we could talk about the match. You can talk about the ending. We know everyone's frustrated. We've seen people booing at Triple H. I get it. I understand. As a fan, I want to see him win with the hand raised up in the air. But if you listen to my podcast, we talked about it on the podcast, it can go either two ways, right? Cena will walk away, kumbaya, confetti everywhere, pyro will go off, handshakes, kissing babies, flowers, cake, a celebration. It could be that, right? It could be that. Or could the arena get sucked up with air? Gone. Just like Undertaker lost his losing streak. You know how the whole arena just poof got quiet. You could hear a needle drop. That's what happened tonight. Those are the two ways they could have done. And yes, they could have done like the Cody Rhodes. Someone runs in the ring, no DQ, and fuck the finish. Which they ain't going to do that. Okay. That was out of the picture for sure. So it could be either those two. And the real question I kind of stumped on is, will we going to get any interference? Could we get any celebrities like The Rock, which nobody got involved with? Thank God nobody got involved, including The Rock. So I got to say, man, by the way, John Cena lost, tapped, right? Not a tap. It was more like a taparoo, right? Going behind your lady in the kitchen. You don't go behind her when she's cooking. That's how you do it, baby. Tap. And, fans were not happy about it. Yeah, everyone came out. Of course, the parade starts with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. The minute he walked down that aisle, styling, profiling, boo, fuck you. Like, damn. That poor son of a bitch came down there to present a video, give him a hug, tell him congratulations. People are booing the shit out of Triple H, and I get it. I totally get it. As a fan, I totally get it. But, Gunther, remember that guy who beat John Cena? You remember that guy, by the way, beat Goldberg, and that poor son of a bitch, Goldberg. John Cena got the Peacock NBC extended issue, man. He had the overrun. And only one, I mean, maybe more than one guy, but Cena's one of those guys could get an overrun on the Peacock NBC. Goldberg, that poor son of a bitch, barely got his speech cut in half. So if you actually think about John Cena is the man who got his overrun for one. And two, you have everyone came down there, give him his flowers. Triple H got on on the apron, got his ass booed. But you also had Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, your current both champions, by the way, right on the main roster, came down to put the champion belts around his waist and on his shoulders and, show it to the crowd one more time, which I thought was a beautiful touch to the very ending of the John Cena's farewell match. It was a come on, man, that video, come on. Someone put an onion in my bedroom when I was watching this on TV, man. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you have to do this. Taking the shoes off, leaving the wristband in the middle of the ring, walking out the ring, turns around and give his final bow. It's a pleasure doing business with you guys. I mean, how else can you end it? I got people texting me left and right, like, bro, that ending sucked. Like, what the? Like, no, man, it's good. I enjoyed it. That was it. The curtain closes. John Cena's done. Off to being a superstar wherever he may be doing. Maybe back to doing movies, television, whatever it may be. Of course, the fans like myself and everyone around the world, by the way, is going to be supporting. No matter, you could be doing commercials, voiceovers, get naked on a awards television show. I mean, I'm not going to support that, but I mean, I'm still support the guy no matter what he's going to do as a fan. And this is where the me comes in, the personal me comes in, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one on this planet Earth that supported John Cena for 24 years plus in the wrestling business. 24 years plus in the wrestling business. Kind of check on my quality on my streaming here, make sure it's not janky and ghetto and shit. 24 years, man, of John Cena. It's incredible, man. And as a fan like myself, it's been a complete honor as a fan here to witness John Cena for 25 years. And prime example, I talked about this a couple minutes ago, his final, or I'm saying his debut. They talk about it each and every week. And I talk about it here in the podcast. If you're a listener of the podcast, I was here for debut right here in Chicago. I have the proof. I have the match card right here. I have the official. By the way, SmackDown back then taped on a Tuesday, showed up on a Thursday. I can't remember if SmackDown by then was in UPN. Here's the card of that night that was in this program book. As you see this program, front cover, The Rock, Triple H, Hulk Hogan. You flip on the other side of this one. Of course, there's a little damage, of course, because I had this since 2002. Stone Cold, The Undertaker, Rob Van Dam. And as I mentioned, John Cena debuted on the show, so he was not part of this, program book. And again, throughout the years, I mean, come on, man. Look at this shit, man. The NWO, when they made the return back to or at least made their, WWE debut. But look at the match card. The night John Cena made his debut, okay? This was on the card. Hollywood Hoaxhorn with the proclaimed king, the world champion. I'm sorry, not the world champion, the king of the world, Chris Jericho. It was Hogan versus Jericho the night Cena made his debut. Tag team match, Billy and Chuck. You remember that tag team? Defeated their titles against the duo of Hardcore Hollow and the Big Velveteen Velvetus. Oh, yeah. Jamie Noble puts his cruiserweight title on the line against Chavo Guerrero. Rikishi will battle Test in a one-to-one matchup. Farouk, damn, and Randy, or very young Randy Orton, by the way, on this card, will take on Reverend, oh, my brother, testify, Devon, and Deacon Batista. Remember that name, Batista? Part of the John Cena class. Oh, Deacon Batista, another young guy coming up in the roster here. Also on the house tonight is the WWE Undisputed Champion, The Undertaker, which we've seen videos tonight of Cena take on his debut. Kurt Angle. Hey, how about that? Ruthless Aggression. Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, and Mr. McMahon, which Vince McMahon had a nice little cameo on the video package tonight. So, and as a kid at his debut back in 2002, pretty sure some of you guys are going to ask me, did you know the Ruthless Aggression era was beginning? No. As a kid back in 2002, when you're watching a live, you're in the moment. There was no, cell phone cameras like we see today. I have very bad those disposable Polaroids cameras you print out at your local Walgreens. I do have some of them that night, but not with John Cena in the ring. But that night as a kid, seeing John Cena's debut right here in Chicago in that very arena, I didn't know. I didn't predict the future. I didn't know Cena would be this massive conglomerate superstar. And looking back at it now, I'm sitting there like, I'm a lucky son of a bitch. Hands down, I'm a lucky son of a bitch. My mom took that down on that night. She easily could have not take me. She can easily say, you know what, we can go to SmackDown or Raw the next time I come back to town. She took me to SmackDown that night as a kid, and it just so happened to be John Cena's debut. Not a lot of people could say that. And full circle, man. And unfortunately, I wish I was at Washington, D.C. to see it. But at least I can say I was there for John Cena's final SmackDown match right here in Chicago. And I had to get the program book, right? I had to get the program book. If I had the first program book of his debut, got to get his final SmackDown match, his final Chicago match. You got to get the program book. That's not the only program book I have. Tells you the testament as a fan I am, being part of John Cena's career. Look at this one, 2007. Okay, 2007. Okay, 2007 program book. John Cena, The Miz, very young Miz, Kofi Kingston, Sin Cara. Yeah, man, it tells you. I mean, look at this, man. Very young Randy Orton, John Cena, of course. 2011. How about this one here? 2004. The Thugonomics John Cena featured on this SmackDown program book. Okay. 2004. Let's see. 2008, the WrestleMania Florida. I got a 2010 feature John Cena front cover, of course. Of course, on the back here. If you know me, if you know me. On this day. Anyway. Again, John Cena. More John Cena's. What years? 2007. See? This guy's been part of my fucking life for 24 years. You cannot tell me this is not emotional night tonight. And it's still going here, man. Again, John Cena back cover, 2009. See right there? John Cena front cover. Still going. I'm still going. It's not going to end. John Cena front cover here. This is 2006. Okay, John Cena. Look at. Oh, look at how about that. But John Cena is your spinning belt world champion 2006. Kurt Angle wearing the WCW big gold belt, of course. Kurt Angle. And again, this one also having Basic Thugonomics John Cena 2004. See right here. Okay. 2004, right there. So, and a very young Randy Orton, a very shaved Triple H on here. So you cannot say Triple H is not Triple H. Well, Triple H is part of my career as well. He got his ass booed today. But you know what, man? John Cena has been a big part of my life. And I'm not the only one. It's been a big part of my life. I had the privilege to meet John Cena, shook his hand. Backstage. Don't ask me how. I met Triple H, met Shawn Michaels backstage when, the whole revival of DX came back in the early 2000s. Shook John Cena's hand. I actually got a pair of jorts that I wore to meet all three guys, signed by all three guys in my display case right now. I have a signed John Cena right on my wall. So I had the pleasure to meet John Cena in the past. And what a great guy, man. John Cena is truly a great guy and will truly, again, make a wish. You got to talk about the make a wish. That's a very important thing in his career. Making the kids happy. That was always been a big, big thing for me. John Cena cares about the sick kids out there, struggling. And the request was to meet, of all the people, all the celebrities they wanted to meet, John Cena was the guy they wanted to meet. And John Cena made that request to spend time with them. And again, for to see that in front of my eyes in person, dude, I believe it 1000%. So it was, again, as I mentioned, and by the way, my Christmas podcast for in less than 2 weeks, man. So my special Christmas podcast, I'm going to go through my professional wrestling ticket stubs. And I'm most of them are John Cena featured on them. And we're going to talk about it in the podcast. My shows I've been at the Allstate Arena, the legendary Allstate Arena. And I'm going to have to dig through them. And we're going to go through the matches on each show I've been to. And some of them were house shows. Some of them for pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are no longer around right now. Like No Mercy. Not the group Judgment Day, the pay-per-view Judgment Day. I've seen John Cena, and I can't tell you how many pay-per-views I've seen John Cena, CM Punk, Money in the Bank. If Cena wins, we riot. The legendary sign. I was sitting there right across with my now wife, my girlfriend at the time was with me. She came with me. She was going for Cena for the good-looking guy. I was going for the CM Punk, the hometown guy. I was there. So I can't tell you how many times I've seen Cena in person. It's again, as a fan, it's been a complete honor, a blessing, right? Everyone has that one generation superstar, like people seen Hogan, people like in the 80s and 90s, people seen Austin. For me as a fan, John Cena was the guy in my era. And let's get into his history, man. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, you guys. Of course, everyone's favorite website, the most trusted website on the planet Earth, wikipedia.com, right? And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys here. His accomplishments, man. It's incredible. Says the old beater here is, and hopefully he's not frozen on your end. Hopefully you're still hearing the sound of my voice here. Look at this is just awards and nomination here, man. CinemaCon, Teen Choice Awards, People Choice Awards, MTV Movies, Critics Choice Super Awards, Hollywood Critics Association TV Awards. These are just awards and nominations. Best Actor. Come on. Peacemaker. Look at the video game credits. I have majorities. I got to find them. I have SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, on the original PlayStation. I still have them. A couple of the Xbox ones. Of course, they announced tonight on the final show, he's going to be the part of the farewell edition of was that 2K25? Just look at look at this, man. The Baltimore Suns. OVW, man, one-time heavyweight champion, Southern Tag Team champion. I didn't know this. The Guinness World Record, the longest WWE face run before turning heel, 7,786 days. That's impressive. To be part of the Guinness World Record, that's amazing. Look at PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the Feat of the Era Edge, Punk in 2011, Shawn Michaels in 2007. As I mentioned, CM Punk 2011 right here in Chicago, Money in the Bank. I was there. 2013 with Bryan Danielson at SummerSlam. 2014 Bray Wyatt, Last Man Standing. AJ Styles at SummerSlam, Most Improved Wrestler in 2003. I mean, come on, you cannot lie about that. Most popular wrestler of the decade, hands down. Most popular wrestler of the year. Look at how many years: 2004, 5, 7, 12. Wrestler of the Year in 2006, 2007. Ranked number one in the top 500 single wrestlers. PWI 500 back in 2006 and 2007. Rolling Stone's Best Promo 2015. I didn't know Rolling Stones did professional wrestling. Best Storyline in 2015. Best Match of the Year in 2012. Shit, I'm going over the place here. Versus Kevin Owens, Money in the Bank. Sports Illustrated, Muhammad Ali's Legacy Award, ranked number 4 in top 10 wrestling 2017, ranked number 4 in 20 greatest wrestlers of all time. Ultimate Pro Wrestling, UPW Heavyweight Champion. My God, we haven't got to the WWE section. Holy shit. WWE Champion 14 times, World Heavyweight Champion 3 times, 1-time Intercontinental Champion, 5 times United States Champion, 2 times Tag Team Champion with The Miz and David Otunga, 2 times World Tag Team Champions with Dave Bautista and Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, brother. Money in the Bank 2012, Royal Rumble 2008, 2013, Number One Contender Tournament, 2003, 2005, Slammy Awards 11 times. You can go look at it yourself because that's too much work for me. 35th Triple Crown as of all the championships I talked about. 18th Grand Slamping under the current format. 25th overall. The Wrestling Observer newsletter, if you give a rat's ass on that. Worst feud of the year against Kane. I'm not going to go through all that crap. Other awards and honor, NCAA 2 All Division, American Division, Springfield College, I assume probably Springfield, Massachusetts. Sound like Mike Tyson here. Make-A-Wish Foundation, Genius somebody web. I gotta lay off the beer here. Guinness World Record. I might need another Guinness. Grand Marshal of the 2010 Pro Glide. All right, this is all their extra credit, baby. Who doesn't like extra credit? Anyway, I mean, come on, man. Look at this legacy of a career. But the WWE Grand Slam, man. Come on, what a resume. Someone out there's gonna hire this guy with a resume. Nah, man, he's come on. He has a hell of a career. Now let's see who's gonna come. It's gonna come out swinging, man. Who's gonna come out swinging? And oh fuck, man. So the whole time I've been streaming, man, I've been talking to myself. What a dipshit. All right. So I come back on here like, sorry, you haven't been on here. So let's try it again. Wow, that was embarrassing. Let's go back and try that again. Let's try the Wikipedia one more time. Hunk of shit. Come on, man. Here we go. Now we're sharing now. So everything I've been talking about, man, never made it on the streaming. So my apologies, man. This is some world-class streaming. So close your eyes. It might make you dizzy here. So now I'm going to go scroll back down to the bottom to look for everything. Okay, so as I mentioned, all the video games he's been part of. Let's see, the awards, as I mentioned. As I talk about the Baltimore Suns, the Ohio Valley Wrestling, PWI, Match of the Year, the Rolling Stone. Again, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. And look at the WWE champion belts right there, man. All the champion belts, the Grand Slam champion. Everything I just named off just now. There it is right there. It's right there. Everywhere. It's incredible. Right? Man. I got no words to say right now, man. For a guy to finish off his career tonight, leaving all this right there on his plate. Someone out there and on the youngins out there who's coming up on the roster. It's your time to come out swinging, man. We need the next John Cena. The next guy is gonna take the company to another level than where it's at right now. Now, who's gonna come out and beat this? Is it going to be the next year? I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe another 10, 20, 30 years. We may have another guy that could surpass this. This is something to think about here, man. The future of the WWE. Cena's done now. The land of the giants are fading away. Let's come back to me now, since this hunk of shit's probably didn't show all of this. So let's come back here really quick here, man, to kind of close things up here. The land of the giants. They're slowly going away. Being a big rock fan here, rock and metal fan here. By the way, check out my second podcast, the Less Than a Headbanging Podcast, where I talk about rock and heavy metal. The land of the giants, the big rock and roll bands are going away, man. Scorpions, they're still around. Rolling Stones still kicking it. AC/DC still kicking it. But there's going to be a day where they're not going to be around. That's the truth. We're all humans, right? You think John Cena is a human superhero. Guy's a fucking human just like us, right? He may seem like he's okay. He's no body problems, We don't know that, man. He's the only one that knows about it. He made us get in pain getting out the hotel bed tonight. We don't know. We are all human. And at some point, these legends are are not going to be here no more. I mean, not just talking about passing away, but leaving the ring. We got Taker gone. King's gone. Stone Cold's gone. They could come back and raise hell, do stunners, give another attitude adjustment, another tombstone. Yeah, of course they can. Coming out each Mondays and Fridays and pay-per-views on a Saturday and Sundays. That is gone way now. We have a next wave of superstars that need to carry this legacy. John Cena is gone now. Guys like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. The next wave of guys that's going to lead us to the next dementia. The next 10, 20 years, where maybe we'll have a final, maybe the next 30 years, we'll get a final Cody Rhodes World Tour. This was a unique tour, by the way. Everyone has their own opinions about this John Cena's farewell tour. It was lackluster, blah, 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 blah. You have your own opinions, okay? I get it. John Cena's one of the very small percentage could get a world tour that have every city of a stop you've been to has their own t-shirts like this one. Have their own productions, have their own way, and make a 1-year full tour to say goodbye to everyone around the world as a heel and a baby face. That's amazing. Name a superstar that has done that. Only John Cena. We had farewell matches in the past. Some came back. Some had another farewell matches. I truly believe John Cena's final match was tonight. I truly believe that was the end of his professional wrestling career tonight in the ring. Now, that doesn't mean John Cena could show up and save Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania next year and, take out someone of opponent in F5, or not F5, attitude adjustment, say goodbye. Out he goes. That's it. Could show up, wave to the crowd. Hey, WrestleMania is coming to New Orleans. So, as the word we hear all the time is Triple H will say, end of the era. Like, how many end of the eras we have? Tonight was truly an end of an era. Like, we have a massive superstar that carried the back of the company saying goodbye, giving one last bow, curtain close, and saying adios. Peace out, homie. And, tonight was truly a spectacle night. Non-casual wrestling fans are watching the Peacock show tonight, the NBC show tonight. Tonight was under a hot microscope. And family members of mine who barely watch wrestling, who watch like WrestleManias and people go to church, right? They go to church for Christmas and Easter. Hell with the rest of the Sundays, right? Well, that's, some of my family members are coming for Mania, Rumble, and then they kind of pick stuff on YouTube and social media. That's it. Unlike a hardcore fan like myself and yours that tune in every Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and then watch the product every day. Dissect it. Tonight's ending was not a shocker to me. A lot of people were upset, and I get it, man. John Cena is in everyone's heart like myself. But again, they have to move on forward. John Cena's done. They have to. The machine keeps on rolling, baby. The machine keeps on rolling. Coming Monday, they may show some John Cena highlights, but the show keeps on moving, man. We got some stories to build here. We got Royal Rumble right around the corner. So they're going to move on without John Cena, and Gunther beating him was the right move. I hate to say it. I love to have a party. I love to have confetti. I love to have Cena, on someone's shoulders with flowers in his hands. I will love that. But again, the company needs to move forward. If you have Gunther, by the way, it's going to be leading the dominance, the true, ring general, right? The ring general, who's going to probably carry on this moment for the next 10, 20, 30 years. How long Gunther is going to wrestle in the ring in the WWE. Now he can look back and said he tapped Bill Goldberg's finals match and he tapped John Cena's final match. Incredible. And the guy who broke records as the longest was the world heavyweight champion, right? Brought prestige to the world champion, brought prestige to the intercontinental champion. Gunther is a master class wrestler. And out of everyone in that tournament, and yeah, LA Knight, okay, I'm cool if he was the guy, the face Cena. But again, he made it to the semifinals. Gunther moved on. I thought it was a great choice. It's just my personal opinion. So people are booing at Triple H, and eventually fans are going to get over it. I hope so. But again, it's a hostile crowd. They're ready for Cena. They're ready for his final match. They waited all night. By the way, the whole card, man. Cody Rhodes, Oba Femi, fantastic match. Of course, they ended by Drew McIntyre getting involved, and they ring the bell with disqualification. No one won, right? Eventually, Oba and not John Cena, Cody Rhodes managed to take down Oba Femi. Jesus Christ, my brain's over the place. Cody Rhodes and Oba Femi took out Drew McIntyre. There we go. By the way, too much of alcohol. Cheers to you, man. John Cena's final night. Anyway, it was a fantastic match. They just did it the WWE way. Had Drew McIntyre get involved and scrapped the whole match. Sol Ruka defeating Bailey. How about that, man? That was pretty good, man. Pretty solid. And Sol Ruka, man, she had a big night for her. Big moment for her. Defeating the veteran Bailey. Incredible. Tag team match of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater from How about TNA Championship X Division champion being represented in the John Cena's final card, man? A TNA title belt. Whoever thought that 10 years ago? A TNA belt will be part of the John Cena's farewell show. That is wild. This match was wild. It was high flying. AJ Styles got slipped on the ropes, by the way. Nice recovery from Leon Slater. It was a fantastic match. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee managed to retain the tag titles. It was perfection. And of course, I mentioned the John Cena match. John Cena tapping out to Gunther to close out the night. A historic night for sure. Something we will never forget. I hope you guys don't forget this match or this card in general. And, if you have memories of John Cena as a fan, watching on television, watching him in person, if you had any memories of Cena, maybe you met the guy at a Comic-Con or something, or met him outside the Denny's, here in Chicago, right? At the Allstate Arena, we have it was an IHOP. I think it was IHOP right across the parking lot from the Allstate Arena. You have a Target, which has been there forever. And right down the street, you have the IHOP. And a lot of fans go to IHOP because that's the only thing that's open in the area late at night. So everyone will exit the Allstate Arena. They will go across the street straight to the IHOP and have some fucking late night pancakes after the show. Sometimes the superstars will go in there and grab a bite before they head on the road sometimes. And, people had luck on meeting this John Cena outside of the arena, by the way, which you could see them exiting in out of the building. But me personally meeting Cena at the Allstate Arena was a complete honor, and it's something I always cherish in my trophy case, signed by him, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Just very grateful, and grateful for 24 years as a fan to witness his career. And to close that out tonight, a bittersweet moment. And that's how I'm going to end the show tonight. I'm again grateful. I'm blessed and bittersweet, man. As a professional wrestling fan who's been part of John Cena's career for 24 years, I'm forever grateful. I am forever grateful. And, we could talk shit all we want, how the ending is. Triple H is a bad man. He's going to, come on, man. Hopefully things I talked about kind of make sense, right? Again, I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm not a booker. I'm not a promoter. I'm just a fan who's been following professional wrestling for 26, 27 years. Some people like you probably been watching longer than me. Some fans who've been part of Cena since way before his debut, right? Back in OVW, back out in California, starting up his career as a professional wrestler. So there's people that has years off of me more than that. But to someone to say who's been there since his debut to his very final SmackDown match to watching this final match ever on television tonight, man, it's just incredible. It's a beautiful thing, man. And something I can tell my kids when they grow up. Hey, Dad, John Cena, have you seen him? Yeah, of course I have seen him. I have met them. Something you could tell your kids as you get older, man. The old man on the rocking chair. All right, that is it, my friends. I had a fantastic night watching the Cena's match. I got beer, I got pizza, I got wings. On a cold, chilly Chicago night. I cannot ask anything more. And now we move on to the future. Monday Night Raw. See how things will come out hot and handy this coming Monday on Raw. What's next for me? Well, I don't know. I'll come back on live stream some point. AEW's not all out. AEW's World's End's going to go down right here in Chicago in about probably over 2 weeks from now on a Saturday. And hopefully I'll try to get my happy ass up to Now Arena for that pay-per-view. So I'm looking forward to heading up there. I never miss an AEW pay-per-view here in Chicago. So hopefully I can catch your happy asses up there at the Now Arena for AEW's World End right here in Chicago. But other than that, we move on to Christmas. So if I don't speak to you guys between now and then, a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, be safe. I just bought John Cena. Before I went on the live stream, I bought more John Cena merch, of course, for the final tour here, man, for the final match. So I just got some. I got the action figures. I'm a big action figure collector, so I'm going to keep getting some John Cena action figures and move on life, baby. Just move on life and see what's going to come up big next in the WWE. That's the exciting part as a fan, right? Right. All right. That is it, my friends. Have a great night. Happy Saturday, happy weekend, happy holidays. Be safe out there. And until next time, be safe. Support the show. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody.